Hey, this is Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and welcome to this month's Four Horsemen build for October 2021. The challenge is to take this McLaren Hot Wheels something or other and turn it into something with Gulf colors was the theme. So you guys know how I feel about imports and exotics and so on and so forth when it comes to customizing. So I'm probably going to cut this up into 1,000 little pieces because I'm just that way. If you guys want to follow along with the Four Horsemen builds, these are the next two, November and December. Make sure you submit all yours to fourhorsemendiecast@gmail.com. So yeah, I added some rubber tires and that I had kicking around in a box that looked like they were kind of, I don't know, exotic. I don't know. I just had them kicking around. I don't know what they came off of. I figured I'd probably never use them on anything, so this was perfect. I kind of hemmed and hawed about which direction to go with this because really, aside from just painting it orange and blue and putting some decals on it, I really had no clue because this is way outside my genre. So I had these motors kicking around, 3D printed motors that I've had forever. So why not put a blower motor on a McLaren? You know, why not? I mean, I don't know. I had no idea what direction to go. So I went post-apocalyptic style. So I'm going to, if you guys are really into exotics and luxury imports, then you might just want to click away because pretty much cutting this windshield, canopy, whatever you want to call it, to make room for the motor. The motor came with a base that was part of the 3D printed rack that it was on. So I'm just kind of leveling it off from where I cut it so that I can have a nice flat surface to glue to the actual interior part. And overall, I mean, I know I rag on these cars, but the Hot Wheels did a good job on this. It was really well detailed. You know, it's a single cockpit type vehicle. I just thought that the motor would look kind of cool in there. And I got these 3D printed exhaust zoomies, headers, whatever you want to call them. Problem is to get the motor in there, there really wasn't a lot of room beside the actual motor to be able to put the headers and have them sit down inside, just because it comes to a point behind the motor. So I just got to kind of grind that out a little bit and make it just a little bit wider as it goes towards the tail end of the motor or vehicle. And I'm just going to mark that off with my trusty Sharpie. Highly accurate measurements here. You know, this is how I roll. I do have rulers, I just don't use them very often. And I also have this 3D printed ram plow thing that I'm going to put on the front. So I'm just making a base for it so it can actually fit underneath and glue to the original chassis. And what else would go better on a McLaren than a Gatling gun? So I'm putting that on the front. But to do that, I also have to cut out the front of the windshield because it just makes it look cooler and it's something else to cut and an excuse to use my Dremel tool. So I had these Gulf colors that I had for a while from Splash Paints when this came about. I just ordered them ahead of time, so I painted the car blue, I painted the rims orange, and I also got these Gulf decals that most won't fit on this to begin with, but I'm just going to slap them on there and call it a day. I had put those a couple pieces on the sides there, like just to protect the body, you know. But other than that, I really didn't do that much to this. I just kind of threw the decals on there, and it looks like it. I painted the ram orange just to kind of go with the theme. I painted the interior orange. We'll do a little bit of detail on that, but you can't really see a lot of it anyways. But you know, I know a lot of people are going to go a certain direction with this. I just figured I'd go completely different because I like to be different. And I haven't done a post-apocalyptic vehicle in a few months, so it was a good opportunity. Here I'm kind of thinking, what else can I add to this? But I still got to paint everything and do a little bit more detailed work. And then I thought it would be kind of cool. I don't even know how these things open or whatever. I really don't care either. But I just figured I would um, look like there was a glass door that maybe gull winged up or hinged out, or I don't know. But anyways, I just cut all this out just so that the driver could get in easily. And again, I didn't even bother to research these. It's not a muscle car, so. But anyways, I just figured this would be kind of cool, something a little bit different, stand out. And since I did that, and this was kind of like a one-piece canopy as far as how it came out of the car, I painted the whole thing flat black from inside and just masked off the window. So it kind of gave it kind of a cool look, and blacked everything out a little bit. So kind of made it look a little tougher. And then it's all just detail painting. Again, I didn't go crazy with this, but I did paint the motor and the gun and the headers. I tried to do some detail on the interior, even though you really don't see it. Sometimes it's the little things that add up to complete a project and make it look kind of cool. And I'm just using a variety of different paints from Vallejo and Citadel and Splash and you name it. I'm just using a little bit of everything. I kind of go with what's easy to reach and what color I think will work the best. Uh, Overall, these are all designed to just the challenges and the themes. We all pick them based on some of it's just like what we like. Some of it's what we think will challenge the other members of the group to do something outside their comfort zone. And it's always good to see, how everybody's take on the same set of parameters actually comes out. So, you have a McLaren, a Hot Wheels, Gulf Colors. We all have to work within those parameters, as does anybody who participates in this challenge. And it's always fun to see how other people customize and can run with an idea that we all have to work within, but make it their own. And that, to me, is the most exciting part of the Four Horsemen challenges. And I know a lot of people who work with, like the Three Blind Mice. It's the same thing. We all have to work off the same casting, and you get the same parameters. But there's, if 100 different people join, 100 different people do it a different way. So to me, that's the exciting part. And it always, it's not a competition who makes the best. It's obviously by this, by the way of what I'm hacking up. But, just to see the different ideas and how people's mind work, to me, is the most interesting part of all these challenges. And Paul puts together a video on the Four Horsemen diecast channel as a recap at the end of the challenges, based on the pictures that people send in, that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So make sure, if you do them, even if you do a video, make sure you send your pictures or glamour shots or whatever you want to call them to that email, and that way they can get featured. And just include who you are, and if you have a channel or a social media, whatever you have, just make sure you include that in the email so Paul gets it and makes his job a hell of a lot easier putting these recap videos together. If you've ever done it, it's a pain in the neck to hunt around for everything. So, but yeah, overall, the challenges like this month and next month will be tough for me, just because they're um, exotic vehicles. I guess I don't have any creativity when it comes to that, because I don't really know the vehicles, and I tend to just not have a clue. And muscle car, I grew up with muscle cars and everything else, so and building them, owning them, ran a shop building them myself. I just comes natural to me. So this is technically this is pushing me to my limit, which wasn't very high on this one apparently, because of the way it came out. But you know, it still was a fun project to do. And as soon as I decided to go the route I took, I actually had fun. You know, sitting there and thinking about it, it wasn't fun. Trying to come up with ideas of how I was going to do it, but be different than everybody else. So, you know, aside from tires and a paint job, I was at a loss. So, um, to me, that wasn't as much of a challenge as something like this, where I just had to think way the hell out of the box and then throw the box away. Um, you know, to me, that was more fun. So now I'm just going to use some. I didn't go crazy weathering this. I mean, I'm assuming these are all fiberglass, Kevlar, carbon fiber type cars, so there really wouldn't be a lot of rust on it. But I'm going to use some different weathering, uh, like a Nuln Oil, which is more of a black wash to stain the motor and the vehicle, and also Agrath Earthshade. Both are from Citadel, and that's more of a brown wash, so it's kind of got like a dirty, grungy look to it. So I'm going to use that on the vehicle, and I kind of likened this to more of like a chase vehicle, where it was maybe leading a scout vehicle, not heavily armored, but more, you know, it's going to clear a path. And you know, the gun, you can shoot stuff up and have fun and kill people. That's always enjoyable when you're driving your McLaren in the post-apocalyptic world. Anyways, but the weathering stuff to me was just seemed like it was going to be overkill. So I just decided to go with the washes. Um, I just think it gave it the dirty look that I was attempting to do. Again, this is way outside my element, but it was kind of fun trying to find a balance of, you know, making something look painted but yet beat up at the same time, but it's not something that'd be dented or rusty. So, you know, that part was kind of cool and a little bit of a challenge. You know, and as always, I highly encourage anybody who's watching this video to watch all of the Four Horsemen builds. If you can find them, you should be hashtagged Four Horsemen or something like that. It should be fairly easy to find. And again, with the recap video as well, because a lot of people put a lot of effort and time into these, and the work that everybody does. I've never seen somebody submit a build for the Four Horsemen that I didn't just absolutely love. So kudos to everybody who does participate, because it's a great thing, and that makes it seem well worth it that we put it out there for people to participate. If you like the content, make sure you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of all future videos. Not sure if you guys are aware, but I do have an Outlaw Custom Club YouTube membership with special benefits. Some members-only content like website discounts to customs that I have for sale, behind-the-scenes videos, progress pictures and content, so on and so forth. Make sure you check it out. So this is what I started with, if you remember correctly, a beautiful Hot Wheels McLaren something or other. This is what we ended up with. Again, not everybody's cup of tea. I don't even think it's my cup of tea, but it is what it is. I have some video. I've got some glamour shots at the end. Make sure you stick around, and I'm sure I will get plenty of feedback. So I would say comment down below, but I'm sure most people have already typed about how I'm ragging on these type of vehicles. My disclaimer is it's just my personal opinion. It means nothing, and you know, it is what it is. So I do appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. Make sure you check everybody else's out, and I will catch you on the next one.